I know someone from the Outlaws, and they said when Tupac died, Afeni got everyone together and said, listen, Tupac's gone. A lot of people are going to have a lot to say. Some of it negative. I don't want any of you to keep fighting his battles for him. Let it go. You're going to drive yourself crazy. You guys are going to get yourself caught up. You're going to get arrested and so forth. And that's essentially has been most, when you see the way they've handled things,
they listen to his mama.
They listen to his mom.
I get that. Why you think ain't nothing happened to Suge? Everybody and their mama tell you when I went to the office and got up and parked, Suge had a problem that night.
What do you mean?
He had a problem. I was finna do something bad to him.
Which night?
The night when Buntry got killed, a couple of weeks later, I went up to the office because now I'm hearing my little brother. So, okay, I'm gonna put a stop to this. And I went up there to get at Suge. He didn't want me to come through the gate. We got through the gate. I get him, I pull him to the side, and I said, what's this? You talking about my little brother next? And my homeboy was right there that I rode up there with, and I said something to Suge, and he said something to me. I turned my head, boom, Suge was gone, right? So when I'm standing there, certain artists and all that was here, but the little homie Hen Dog came and said, you can't do that right here. You can't be like that. Hen Dog came and told me I couldn't do that, what I wanted to do right then and there. And the next thing I knew, Suge was in the car. The gate was barely opening. He got through that motherfucker. But what I'm saying, it's all over said and done, but I felt a certain kind of way about that guy. And my mother said, leave him alone. He's gonna deal with this. Let God handle that. And I never went after Suge again. You know what I'm saying? And then the only beef I got with Suge right now is how he did my nephew. He promised Buntry he was gonna take care of Lil Outs. And Buntry wouldn't even gone 2 months. He stopped paying on Lil Buntry's truck. They repoed it. My sister and them had to go through the credit union to get to pay the car off, the truck off, and Suge wouldn't say shit. He aborted my mom's and all them. So I'm looking for Suge. I was mad at this point. Damn, you do my nephew? So he didn't give a fuck, so I just went in. And that's all Blacc Sam is doing. And Blacc Sam is basically saying, don't come around me half 100. Don't come around here. You kicking with this dude, that dude, and the other, speaking on my brother, don't come around here. I can't be mad at him.
Yeah, but Nipsey has passed. He had a certain, I understand there's a certain symbolism behind Nipsey, but ultimately, you're now running a commercial business on a major street on Melrose. Imagine if this guy, based on the embarrassment that he's feeling at that moment, came back and shot up the Marathon Burger.
Those are the consequences they're getting at somebody.
And so then what's going to happen next? Marathon Burger shut down. Lease revoked. We don't want this on our street. The end. It could have all been a grand opening and grand closing right then and there, because you're upset over someone. And from what I understand, this guy Rockstar didn't even bash Nipsey. He, I guess maybe Wack was saying something and he was there or something. Right. But it's like, listen, man, like, everyone's not going to be riding for your brother the way you're going to be riding. It's your brother.
And that's true.
I get it. Listen, I've had conversations with Wack about Nipsey to the point where I don't feel comfortable going to the Marathon Burger. Right?
Right.
Because I don't know how someone's going to take what I've said. I see clips being taken out of context. They chop them up, and people are like, oh, Vlad is saying Nipsey's this. I've never said that. I've said I've gotten a photo, of Nipsey that I never put out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I kept it to myself. No one, you won't get it from me. The person in the photo, I contact them as well to let them know, hey, listen, I got this photo. You're in this photo with Nipsey. I'm just letting you know. I'm not going to put it out. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
But I'm concerned that I might go in there and someone might be like, oh, yo, that's that Vlad dude. He said this, that, and the third about Nipsey. And then next thing I know, I have an altercation in the Marathon store. Well, so then I'd have to go to the Marathon store with security. And what's the point of that? I'm just trying to get a burger. So I didn't go to the Marathon store when it opened. I could have, but I didn't. I'm not going to really go there, period, because I just don't want to feel like someone's going to take things a certain type of way with me when there's other burger spots.
Well, from what I'm hearing, Blacc Sam had talked to Rockstar before that grand opening.
Before?
I heard they had a conversation before. Okay. So if you was already feeling the temperature from previous, then why would you go?
Yeah.
You're going. You know what I'm saying? So thank God they didn't act like some damn fools in front of the cameras and all this other shit. Thank God they didn't do that. And it ended peacefully. But I don't know. I get where Blacc Sam coming from.
I feel, listen, we come from different places. Me and Blacc Sam don't know each other. But me and Nipsey knew each other. I interviewed him. We'd run into each other. We would say what's up. We would have conversations. We were supposed to do another interview, but someone on his side hated. It is what it is. I wish I'd interviewed him again. I respected him. I thought he had dope music. I thought he was a dope person. Nothing bad to say on any level. I respect Nipsey. But I also understand how I'm also not like a super fan. Right? Where it's just like Nipsey did no wrong. He's perfect. He's like Jesus Christ. And everything he does was brilliant. Like, I'm not that. I have, listen, we're all human. There's negative things that we do. There's positive things. I don't just talk about the positive things. I talk about the negative sometimes. Right. But I don't want to run into someone and be like, well, you said this about him. Like for example, like, real situation. We had done, this was like 10 years ago or 12 years ago, 2013. We had done hundreds of articles about Drake. Praising Drake. Oh, Drake goes platinum again. Oh, Drake, Drake does a feature with this person. Drake wins this award. Whatever. Hundreds of interviews talking about Drake. Most of them are positive. But for example, Charlemagne was on. He said some negative things about Drake. Mm-hmm. I was in New Orleans for All-Star Weekend, and I was on stage, and Drake was on stage with me. I mean, Drake was like DJing. His crew was there. I met one of his guys, Chubbs. We exchanged numbers. And I guess, like, Drake told Chubbs that I was talking shit about him. So Chubbs approached me, was like, yo, man, what's up with that shit you talking about, man, Drake? I'm like, I haven't said anything about Drake. I mean, and I'm thinking like, yo, in fact, I spent my own money hiring writers to write hundreds of articles about him. That probably raised him up to a certain degree. And I'm like, I didn't say anything about him. I'm like, I've had some guests that made comments. Like who? Like Charlemagne, which I'm sure you already know. Was, well, if you put up there, that's on you as well. I said, all right. I called my security over. Security got in the middle. My guy was like a Navy SEAL dude. He was like, what's the problem? And at that point, Chubbs backed up. But then like other people started to like mob around. Right. And I just said, let's go. We're going to leave. My security wanted to come back and confront him. And I'm like, for what? Right. This is going to turn into a bad situation. But once again, you got someone trying to ride for someone, not really knowing the whole situation, because he just go off what Drake said. Now, if I sat down and said, okay, let me show you how many positive articles I have about your man. Let's just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So you mean to tell me you're here confronting me because someone else said one negative thing about him? Now I'm your enemy, and now you want to go and have a big fucking fist fight, shootout in the middle of this club over this dumb shit? This is why I feel like people overreact.
Well, everybody needs something to act out on. Right. And, that was the dumbest shit right there. But you have it every day. Yeah. We see it on social media. Everybody needs something negative to talk about, to be mad about, to want to fight about. And that's what we get. That's what we get now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All these guys can't go certain places because of things we said. Yeah.